All right. I believe that you guys you're doing very well. Na hope mko sawa. It's been a while, of course, from the last clip we released here, but we have to keep motivating and empowering young people to think right, become big, become successful, and of course control their nation and their world and go to heaven. After all, that's what people are yearning for. That's why you guys you go to church. That's why you do what you do, because you want to become successful. But as I've always said, success requires internal toughness. You might ignore information, you might think you're doing right, but as long as something is not proper somewhere, be assured that it will be very difficult to achieve your dreams. So every morning when you wake up and when you set up for the new objectives, ensure that uko sawa na umejipanga vizuri and you keep on winning and shining. I know some guys might be like, who is this guy? My name is Sandani Humphrey. Just to keep you on track of what you've been doing, NTS Wisdom TV ensures that you're well informed, well equipped, you have enough knowledge to traject from one state of success to another. And we have to become very, very successful, I tell you. As long as you know how to integrate God into your normal affirmations about success, things are fine, things are cool. Don't judge yourself, of course. This is something that makes young people to really go slow to their success momentums. Don't judge yourself. If it happens that you've not been doing what's right in the recent past, try to have that internal motivation that tomorrow will be great. And then today you tend to tilt a little bit from the norms that you've been doing and concentrate on the right things that you want to achieve in life, okay? Because at the end of it all, trust you me, you see, people have been there, literally speaking. The country like Kenya got independence long ago, 50 years plus. People are like that. Poverty is actually increasing instead of going down. So that is to mean many people are becoming poor. Though many people are getting knowledge, but many people are becoming poor. You see what I'm saying? So it's quite important to understand like which position are you putting yourself. Because one day you reach 50 years, one day you reach 60 years, utakuwa ukiambia watu, I wish I could have done it long ago, like this, like that. But today is the day for the young people to make the right decisions. Of course, social life in our kula sana. Like you're so swayed into the social life. Most of the time of a young person is spent in pleasing things. Pleasing people that looks like so-called heartmates. But the point is, that's a lot of substantial time you could be investing in your success story. Other sets of young people, they are all over in the memes, you see, watching all sorts of movies, utilizing some free internet, some free favors from some friends here and here, walking to town, you see, chatting, laughing, parties. But after some period of time, when you are turning to 30, 31 years, 32, 33, lives becomes more real. If you're not keen, you will not even have a single friend in your life, because those who are so close to you will have given you enough pressure to become depressed, and those are children and wives or husband. I like you to really think about then when you are taking care of your 20s and you are late, like 17, 18, 19 to 27 years. These are very sensitive age of time. You have to really sort of have some basic sacrifices, and then you think ahead of time. Then you make sober decisions. And I tell you, for people who succeed on their 30s, they did a lot of sacrifice on their 20s. The people who enjoy a lot in their 20s, they become very broke in their 30s and 40s. And actually, these are the guys who die without money, I tell you the truth. These are guys who strain just to get the basic needs in their house. And these are bitter truths. You can't run away from them, I tell you. Today you're young, you will not see it, you not feel it. Probably you should talk to those who are there, and then they tell you, what happened when you are like me? What happened when you are to my age? Because for me, I talk to them. I have a lot of broad experience, I tell you, about the future, the present, and the past. I've talked to all sorts of young people, the elderly, the professors, the oldest, the grandfathers, the grandmothers, and I have come up with a very sober mission. Young people, you choose pleasures, you're substituting it for life. So the time you finish with the pleasures, making your classmates happy, workmates happy, because you're young, you can go to town for parties, you can go home and make some funny, and you see these funny parties you guys make with the juice quencher. You see those funny confused parties with some funny cakes and some funny, you see those are funny things you're actually wasting a lot of time for. And of course, young people, they like making parties for fundraising. I think we should grow up in a manner that you can make a party without necessarily fundraising and invite the entire community to come and celebrate with you. But for you to reach that level of success, you must be very tough, very, very tough. The government can support you, of course. Education on itself as a package can support you. Education prepares you for the life education. Like the formal system of learning, they're actually preparing you for the informal learning. So you go and know how to read and learn so that you can come and run with life and succeed. If you're not a careful young person, this one I'll tell you for free without any charges. This you think success, good car, good house, good family, happy family, is a consequence of a lot of sacrifices in your 20s. So that at your 30s and 40s, you have already conglomerated a lot of resources and you can help others to become great, help others become rich, and you're good to go. Very well, I tell you. You don't need a bright person better than this to tell you this information. You don't need a European to tell you this. You don't need any special type of person to talk to you. Just sit down yourself and ask yourself if you're doing what's right or what's needed. Because what I've come to notice, and I was a victim one day, we tend to ignore many things as young people. We think we are hurting our parents, we think we are hurting our fiancés, we think we are hurting our friends, but you're hurting yourself. Literally speaking, you're hurting yourself. One day you'll be a parent, you'll expect your children to behave in some particular manner. Do you think what you're doing to your parents is what exactly you wanted your children to do for you? That's not what you could wish. You guys, you saw, like I was challenging some young ladies, someone I was telling them, you want your daughters to perform better than you, you must be able to catapult some characters today, so that you bring an image of the generation you want to raise from your womb. So if you want your children to be prayerful, to be disciplined, not to mess in the community, you are likely going to be one. You have to become one before even you think of getting married to get a child. You have to bring the characters on board that you want your family to adopt and become big with. If you want to become somebody with a happy home, a truthful family, a family that doesn't have a lot of cheating, you have to exercise those characters when you're alone, without any single so-called partner close to you. These are the things that bring students or young people success into the zero scale. And I'm very categorical and very bold about this. It is very, very crucial. It doesn't matter if your parents have inheritance. It doesn't matter if your parents are poor or mid class. What matters is your mindset. Your mindset defines the future you want to have. So if I were you, which I'm doing with myself, and I've done it for quite a good time, I've spent quite a substantial amount investing in my thinking, in my mental capacity, because I've come to prove for the last close to 10 years now that your mindset is your lifestyle. You exactly traject to the person you're thinking of. If you think of becoming rich, that is the route that your thoughts will take you to. So if you want to become a better version of yourself, then there's that season for you to increase the content in your head. Groom it, sharpen it, concord it to the things you want to achieve. Before even you take a pen and a paper to write down the visions you want to achieve, you need to have some space and time to think right, put the right knowledge. It all begins with your mindset, and you look like your brain. You will never go beyond your thinking. Your thinking is the ceiling of your success. You want to succeed, forget about the pocket first. The pocket might be with zero and even minus content, but the thinking is rich. Just a matter of the clock. You just need to count the clock, and everything you've been thinking about will come to materialize. Nothing to worry about, nothing to pull you back. But it will cost you few things. Number one, it will cost you to be self-disciplined, so that you can make decisions without third parties, without your father reminding you, your coach reminding you, your mentor reminding you. You'll have to make a decision at your own self-capacity and power. So that will mean you must be very self-disciplined. Self-discipline in the sense that you wake up, you know exactly what to do in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, and at night, without third parties engaging in that operation. You must be a visionary. You must establish an imagery or a virtual factors to achieve. You must say, I need this particular type of house, I need this particular type of car, I need to travel to these countries, I need to have this particular type of grades in school, I need to have this particular type of marriage, this particular type of children. It must be clear in your picture. When you're thinking, when you're imagining, like, you should be able to sit down and make it exist in your mental visions, so that you think about it. That's the second thing that you must consider as a young person who is intelligent. And of course, not every young person is intelligent. Trust me, the number of degrees and papers you have doesn't define your integrity. Your integrity is a total factor. It's a total different factor from education. Though education prepares you to, the footsteps of you becoming an intelligent person. Though we tend to associate somebody speaking some good grammar and some good philosophy of their programs, we think they're intelligent. In other fields of life, they are very reckless fellas. A proper lawyer, a reckless husband. You see, a proper doctor, a reckless mother. Those things are there, and you've seen them in courts divorcing. Because intelligence is not a consequence of a one factor. You have to be smart in books, okay? You have to be smart spiritually, okay? You have to be smart socially. You know how to interject and deal with situations in all aspects. You become harmless and you become productive. You are an intelligent person. You know how to interject the social, the spiritual, and the professional. You put them together and then you scale your economic factor and you become a great person. Another thing that's very essential that you need to concentrate on if you want to really build this so-called the big future everybody is thinking about. All of you thinking about a big future, but only 1%, not even 1%, will get to the great future. Success, I don't know what's the minimum definition of success according to you people, but when you have enough for yourself and you can start helping others so that others can start benefiting from your success, that is the baseline of a good success story, so that your family has enough and now you can help others who are not your family. That is the very best definition of a successful person. But if you are straining just to keep your own inner circle into proper lifestyle, you're still struggling. And trust me, education programs you're doing, they will not give you a peaceful, happy family if you don't know how to interject between the social, spiritual, economic mentality. Because trust me, you don't need to be very rich to have a happy home. You don't need to have a lot of resources to have a happy home. Because there are many people with good resources and they are struggling. They don't talk. They have splitted beds. They sleep in different bedrooms. They have Prados in the parking lots. But it's all about how you think. You see that? Even some guys, I know you follow news, some rich guys in the world have divorced. Actually, close to 3 of them, if you are keen. And they are very rich, top 10 richest guys in the world, to show you that money doesn't even bring so-called the peace you're yearning for. And it will be very unfair for you young people to succeed elsewhere, don't succeed in your marriage. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Marriage should be the most successful bit of your success story. You have a happy home, happy children, happy family, then you're good to go. So even if your workers are happy, I see some guys, they go and buy meat for their employees, they laugh in the restaurants elsewhere, they come home, they are very gloomy, they don't talk to their partners, they don't talk to their children, they come late, they leave early. That's abnormality, of course. But the point is, when you're putting a reclamation for your future, understand that there is a bit of a spiritual battle somewhere, and there's a bit of the physical battle somewhere. And then you need to distinguish the two. Because if you use the physical muscles to fight the spiritual battles, you're going to fail very terribly. If you use the spiritual muscles to fight the physical battles, you're going to damage. So you need to be a little bit spiritually elevated, kidogo, so that you can understand when these situations are a consequence of spiritual force or a physical force. And if that is key, then you'll be able now to put yourself in the right success tracks. Because we're going to talk about this topic, the right success tracks, so that you can find out as a young person, am I really on the right success tracks? Because right success tracks are supposed to be established long ago before even you reach class 8. You can tell when you're on the right success tracks, even without cash, even without any material benefits in your life. But that is a topic for another day. Today, I just wanted to make you understand that this internal confidence and how much you know
it is a very important component in your success story. The toughness, the resilience, and you see, it can't just come like that. This so-called the internal toughness is a consequence of the volume of content you know about the particular subject. And that's why some people are very confident, very elaborate, very big in terms of decisions, and you can feel them. They touch the mic, you can see the heat, you can see the force, you can tell their future's bright. And that's just by appearance, because they have coded themselves very well, they are dressing very nicely, they know how to present themselves, they know what they want, they can describe their footsteps, they can describe their story, and exactly where they are leading. And that's the nature of people I like you to become. And as usual, you know, for me, I change one person, and I believe that one person might be you. The point is, what do you want? It must be clear. Number 2, how much do you know? It must be clear. Number 3, for how long, the duration do you want to achieve your successes? This one, again, we'll discuss it in a different topic, because the time frame for you don't need to have an open-end success. Ile mnasemanga, nataka tu kununua gari. Like, what's that? That's improper thinking. Nataka tu kujenga nyumba. Like, it must be categorical. After 4 years, I need a house. This makes your system to agitate towards getting the house. This makes your subconscious mind to start processing footsteps towards getting the house in 4 years. And you'll start feeling the pressure of time when it's 2 years. This will make you to increase alternatives and options that will make you to become somebody with that nature of house you're thinking about. So the timing and the time frames for your long and short-term visions is very essential in your success story. And I'm sure and I'm certain, regardless of the challenges the world is facing, regardless of the poverty index in your country, regardless of the situations people are going through, you can still succeed. And you remain a success story for the rest of the generations to read from. And you can still achieve all your objectives, and you make others to become a role model, or rather read from you as their role models. That is it. And it will cost you to shut friends, those are that are irrelevant, because a friend is either a catalyst to your success or a virus to your success. And what I've seen for the years, many friends are a virus to your success, because they consume a very substantial time that you need to invest in your success. There are 3 very categorical things that you need for your success story. And one of it is time, the second one is people, and the third one is knowledge. And you see, okay, time, knowledge and people is a one package. So it's time, knowledge, and money that you need to build a success story. But people spend time, knowledge, and money to build other things, including love, you see. And love is one of the major consumption of these resources. So you choose to invest in love, you use raw materials to invest in life. So you become a successful lover friend and a failure in life. So you become a very romantic, so-called, and with poor, 0 accounts. But you can become a very successful person, and again, use your future capacities to check and cross-check on other things. Otherwise, I wish you all the very best. Just remember that NTS Wisdom TV is not necessarily for CV, or rather so-called earning. The point is, our mandate is to make a young person, one young person, become a great person, and that is it. And if that one person can go and make others great, for us is the best achievement. So that we empower you to empower others. Don't sit in an environment where you see people failing and you can do nothing about it. Talk to them. They may not listen to you, all of them. They may not play even such video to the end, but the point is, at least one will reach the end, and that will be the change in their lives. So I wish you all the best, and God bless you so very much from now henceforth.